Okay. Because this is basically a problem for a lot of professional workers. Okay. For example, we will be dealing with issues or problems, or how we want to call it. Okay. And usually you have a group. Okay, a target group. And let's say the target group should look like this. Okay. This form. But there's something missing. I hope this pencil works. So let's say this part is missing, okay? This part here is missing. Okay? So we call this the problem, okay? And we have to put this inside here. But what teachers today and professionals, doctors, a lot of different people actually do today is that they have a toolbox, okay? For example, they know, okay, if somebody has like a wound here, I should wrap something around, maybe I should put a cream or something. This is pretty easy. But once it gets more complicated, once things are inside and you can't see them from outside, you have to do an analysis and you have to know what actually can help. Okay, and this is the same. When we're dealing with children, we have to know what can help. And usually the mistake professionals do is they have different tools, okay? So they have something that looks like this. Here, I don't like this. They have something which looks like this, they have something which looks like this, and something which looks like this, okay? And they take everything and try to fit it in the problem, but it doesn't solve it, okay? You know this also from, if you ask, for example, people in a conversation, can you help me with this problem? And they tell you a story, and you finally find yourself asking, okay, now, so what? Okay? And this is not what we are looking for. We look for the right tool, okay, to really solve the problem, to help the kids. What can this be? Does it make sense if a child has a problem because it is always excluded? Does it make sense to explain him that he should be more be more silent because he's too aggressive, and tell him all this? No, we should encourage him, like be courageous, say something, okay? So we have to assess, we have to know what our goal actually is. And when we know what our goal is, then we can choose the right tool, okay? The right glue to stick it in, whatever. Okay, you understand my language, I'm talking with pictures, okay? To make it stick in your head. This is, by the way, also methodology, okay? This is the goal we have. And later on, we want to get interactive and play one game together where you can already see this, okay? But this is a basic, okay? And in order to do this analysis, you need preparation, okay? Preparation is the A and O, or beginning and the end. It's very, very important. How does a preparation for a training begin? Well, it begins with your customers, with the target group, with the children, with the parents, whoever comes to you, whoever interacts with you and wants you to train children. And usually, this is what my experience tells me. Usually people come and say, okay, I want a program for my children for at this day from 6 to 8, I don't know, and then that's it, like teach them something. Okay, but this doesn't make sense. Teach them something. What something? Doesn't make sense. We have to know what. So, this is the step of a professional. A professional, and I hope you will do so, will go deeper and ask, okay? So, you have to ask the people, can you tell me something about the group I will deal with? And then add other questions, okay? Who are the participants? What's their age? Why is it important to know what's their age? Because in different age groups, children will react differently. What's their culture? Okay, where do they come from? You have to gather information so you know how your target looks like. And this is the only way to find out what your program later on on, built up from your tools, will look like. This is the only way. And later on we will come to one part where it says that we have to develop like a table, and this table will be very helpful for you, because in this table you will have the results of your analysis, and you will have your tools, and you will match the tools with the goals you want to reach. Okay, so if your goal is, let's take again a young boy, and we want to reach self-confidence because he's pretty shy. Okay, then you have this goal, self-confidence. And how can I reach it? Okay, I have to make him do an important thing for his group. Okay, right? So we will be looking for a game in which a capacity he might have is crucial for the group to solve a problem. Okay? This is how you derive what your training from reality, from what you want. Okay? And today we will be talking about the tools a lot. Okay, we will be talking more about the target, the customer, and then we want to see how this actually works. So we want to play something together, one game, but I think we can do it here. It's pretty easy, and I think it will be very interesting. And you yourself will see how it works. And this is very important for you as trainers, that you yourself have played the games. I would recommend that you sometimes meet and just exchange new games, that you exchange new methods, that you exchange new theories. For example, Ahmed, he just left, okay? He told me about different stages of development of the brain of children, okay? And if you can do a research on that, I don't know so much about that, but if you can do a research with that and then match our method with how the children will learn, because there are different learning styles. I think you have heard about them, that like some people learn fast when they listen to something when they write. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Depending on the representation system.
Yeah.
Depending on the representational system.
Yeah.
It's about child. Have different child. He interact with you moving, and some another one interact with you with his listening. He emotional, and the second it was emotional and movement and writing. He wanted to reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some have just to discuss about it.
What?
Discuss about it.
Yes.
It's also very good. Yeah. Yeah. And if you exchange this, you can always adapt your methods and make it more perfect. Okay. And another important part would be that you always get a feedback. Okay, you get a feedback from the participants. You can ask the parents, did something change? And one rule, you might know it. I was impressed. My friend, he knows I think you know the whole Quran by heart. I don't know, but my friend is like a dentist, and he knows like how much? Like 2/3 of the Quran by heart. I don't know so much from the Bible by heart, although I'm Christian, but he knows so many. And this is repetition, okay? So repetition is very crucial for learning.
Yeah.
So if you want to attain goals with children, you have to repeat it. Make it clear to them. Okay, so we will be talking about tools, we will be talking about customers, and we will be talking about a specific tool today, which you can see in the headline of your handouts. It's experimental learning. Experimental learning deals with, as the term says, with an experiment, okay? What is an experiment? Usually scientists use experiments to find out about truth, okay? They want to know how things are they real? So they take a time apart from reality, imagine a chemist, for example, and they put it in a kind of artificial place, and they recreate reality. Okay, so they're mixing water with some substance, and usually in the nature it just happens that something drops in the water. What do I know? Okay, but they're doing it in an artificial place. This is very important because we can exclude other factors. So we know what actually really happens. We know which substance will make the water blue or green or whatever. Okay, and experimental learning also does this Okay, it is kind of the same approach. Because we play games, we do group interactions, we give tasks to a group, as in real life. Because in real life we have tasks, we have different challenges, in the family, with our friends, in school, at work, and we take this and we kind of recreate reality in those games. Because if there's a conflict in the game, if somebody says, like, how can we reach this this balloon over there? And somebody says, like, I will jump all the time, and sometimes I will get stronger and reach it finally. And then the other says, no, we have to build a tower and reach it there. And another one says, no, I have to lift you up. And the other one says, no, we will build like a electrical small airplane and fly there and pick it. Like, there are different ideas how to do it. And there will be a conflict, okay? The one says, no, mine is the best idea, no, mine is the best idea. And this is how reality is recreated. And you as a trainer will be seeing how the individuals, how they interact with each other, okay? How they deal with problems. Will they shout? Will they say, no, your idea is bad? And the other one will shout back like, no, yours is bad? Or what will they do? You will see it, okay? And then you can start I said, like, we should find out what's the goal, okay? But very often in groups you just find out about the real goal when you played the first game or when you had the first contact. Because you will see them in reality, okay? So this is what experimental learning is all about. You take a task, and in this task or game you will see the character of different people, and you will be able to see what they need, okay? And you will be able to provide them with this. I actually would like to show this to you by playing one game with you, okay? Is it okay with you? Okay, and it's very simple. But we have to have some space here. We just use this ground. I'm so happy that we have squares here. Okay? And we need... How many are we?
Maybe you make an example for small people?
Yeah, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Like, I need 6 people, okay? 6 people. 6 volunteers. Sorry? Okay, then I need, okay, then it's, you 3. Okay, good. Then I need you 3. Okay. Can you just come here? Okay. I need you to stand up. Okay. We have a space here. Okay. It starts with this one. This is the playing field. Okay. I have to draw it for me. I show you in one thing the preparation of the game and the execution of the game. Okay. Okay, this game, as we will see later on, is about communication, is about problem solving. You will be seeing how they react. But
Don't make fun of us, yeah.
No, I don't make fun of you. I don't make fun of you, okay? But I think like you will be managed. I think they are too smart, actually. We will see. Okay, we have like this. This floor here is perfect for the game, okay? So we have, like, we take this. This is 1, 2, we need more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay. And we paint the floor plan for the game, and then it goes like. Another 5, it goes up another 5. So you have this floor plan, okay? With the squares. And now, their task is to go through this field, but this field is kind of dangerous because there's only one path through this field, okay? And if they step on the wrong piece, they can't go further, okay? I will make like burp, okay? And if it is correct, I make ping. And this game, you can wrap a story around it. You can say, okay, there are treasure hunters and they want to find the treasure and they want to come to the other side, okay? And in this game, you can also adapt the rules. You make the rules. And with the rules, you can adapt it to the level, to their level, like because for older children it will be maybe easier, okay? So you can say, for example, you're not allowed to talk. This is actually for you. You're not allowed to talk, okay? You have to find it on your own, okay? And now you are not allowed to see this. Now we will have a path through this field, okay? And they have to find it, okay? So we'll say they start like here, and then they go here, and then up. And we make it a little bit difficult for them.
Look, we don't understand. Show it us.
No,
first, and we will.
No, it's fine. We are the instructors, you know. You will be hearing it later. So this is the path, okay, through this field, okay. Look, now I made crosses, okay. I made crosses. Actually, this pen is a little bit bad. I can show it to you. It works now. You can see it, okay, they will start off here and get out here. There are small arrows. Okay, and now I will explain it to you, okay? So you will be starting on this side, okay? And there's a field like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares and 5 squares, okay? So this is one big square, okay? And there are different pieces, okay? Here. And there's a way through this field, okay? And you have to follow the right way. But if you step on the wrong one, okay, you have to move back and the next one of your team comes, okay? So you will hear it, it will say you like correct or incorrect, okay? And then you have to move to the next, okay? And if somebody is wrong, he has to go back. And another one comes, okay? And the next, then he tries again, and he maybe finds the correct one. So you have to remember this is the correct one, okay? And then he maybe makes a mistake again, okay? And so he has to go back and the next one of you comes, okay? And maybe he's right then, okay? And then he does a mistake again. He has to go back and the next one comes. Okay, and then in the end, because it's pretty long, you have to remember all the way and you have to help each other, like which was the way. And you're not allowed to talk, okay? But I give you 1 minute. No, 1 minute to do a strategy, to talk, how could we do this, what could be a problem, okay? And another thing is like, I want you to say how much time you need for this task. How much do you need?
4 minutes? 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Because we start.
Save time.
Yeah? 4 minutes? Really?
Save time for the lecture.
Okay. Now we will write down. I asked them to think about how much time they're gonna need. Okay. So they said like they need 4 minutes. Okay. How much mistakes will you make?
5.
5? 5? Okay. Okay, five mistakes? Okay, this is good. Then, can you come here, because it starts here, we need a space. So it goes from, here, okay, this is the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to here, Okay, this is the field. Are you through or have you questions about the game? Do you have questions about the game? You didn't understand it? Okay, explain it again, okay? Or can maybe some of you explain it again to them?
We will have to take the right path to the last pin. And if it's the right one, he will give us a certain voice like he did. And if it's the wrong one, also he will warn us. So, and whoever makes a mistake, he will have to retreat. And the next one, we're going to start with the experience that he got from the first mistakes.
Is it now clear for you? Like they have to go through this quarter, and there are different steps. And if they do a mistake, the next one comes. Okay, and they have to remember the path through it. Okay, and they have to help each other to finally get through it. Okay, and they are not allowed to talk. Okay, so they have to somehow communicate differently. Okay, may I have this, please? Okay, thank you. Okay. Does somebody have a stopwatch? Are you understanding? Please start here, like here. This is no, it's not the first, like, but it's just the corner here. Okay. Then I say, start. Okay, we start. Okay. Burp. 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 مش ممكن نتكلموا ماشي burp bing 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 oh, this sound is terrible burp okay correct no جربنا الثلاثة اللي قدام بينج ماشي صحيح بينج بينج burp burp
دي كده تحس ازاي
كان صح حسن حصل ايه ده بقى؟ ايوه مش زي صح؟ burp. 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 You can do it. You can do it. Come, communicate together. Although you don't have to speak to communicate, you can communicate. Help each other. Distribute tasks. Good.
احنا نسينا احنا مشينا ازاي.
No, it was here. Okay, كمل.
صحيبي كان جرب دي.
لا ما وصلش
صحيبي كان واقف هنا اخر مره.
Burp. Burp. No, it's okay. It's okay. This is just what they said. This is what they expected. We will talk about it later. لكن الأول كده. لا. Burp. لا.
عاش حساب. ايوه ها.
تقريبا لكن.
ايوه
Okay. No, you have to finish. You have to finish. أيوة.
لك يا حسام رجع.
أيوة. Yeah, sorry. Wait. Burp. Go again. Okay. Good. So. Oh, thanks. There's a moment. Okay. First question, like our three participants, how did you feel? How was it? Huh? Okay, I just write it down, difficult. Okay. Why was it difficult?
I always forget.
Okay. Why forget? Okay.
I think it was challenging.
Okay. Challenging? Say challenging. Do you think it's easier?
The more mistakes you make, the more you can find out the right one, the next try.
Okay. Sahib?
It was funny.
Okay, funny. Okay. How did you feel?
يعني we should communicate in another way than speaking.
That was thrilling.
Yeah. Did you feel like kind of a tension or pressure?
No, it was funny to see.
Yeah. But now from these questions, that you can see that actually emotions and things that happen in real life got recreated by this simple game, right?
Yes.
We have it, yeah. And we have also your expectation Are you, like now, are you satisfied with yourselves?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so you see in this game, I could now go on for 1 hour and pick like every detail out of the game and apply it to real life, like everything. Okay, I can pick out everything. I can say, okay, you expected too much from you, and now you're depressed because you expected too much. I can go on asking. It was difficult. I forgot. What can you do in order to solve this problem? Actually, one major science today is dealing with this. It's knowledge management in firms. They are huge databases, okay, to manage knowledge, okay. And here, how would your knowledge management? How would it have worked? Do you have an idea? Like everybody can participate now. Like what could be easier in this? What could we improve to go through it smoother and faster?
More communication with others.
How?
Talking and
They are not allowed to talk.
by
encouraging them at first some science to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
And
And
they
yeah.
must to record the correct steps.
with Ben and people.
Yeah. You see, there are like many points now for this game. Usually, I don't play this game, or I don't give the participants the opportunity to write it down because they should remember it. They should train their brain, okay? But for small children, you can say, okay, there's a paper and a pencil, write it down. For other children, you can say there's a paper and a pencil, and you don't say write it down. They have to come. They have to come up with their idea on their own. Okay, these are very small details, but these details they become important. Okay, because you can adapt these games. Okay, and this is the great thing about it. What about the point to forget? What could you do better? Yes.
I think in order to remember something, you should relate this something to something else. For example, you can calculate or record the steps itself.
Okay, this is a new idea for me. Thank you. Yeah. Good idea. What, from my experience, what people usually do is they say, okay, you remember the first 3 steps. Then the next person remembers the next 3 steps. This is an easy way how you can remember it all, and you can solve the problems. Okay. What we did now is actually one part of a training. Okay. It is one part, and you can like pick out what you want. We have seen now that communication was kind of a problem. Maybe communication is the thing we have to work on with our tools. And this is when our tools come into action, okay? We can now, from our toolbox, use another communication-related game. And before we play this, we can tell the participants, you know, the problems from the last game, okay? Now I give you 5 minutes and develop a strategy in order to fulfill the task and enhance your communication. Do something. Find out a way how to communicate more easily. And there's one interesting thing which usually happens when we play these games. There's a game called Mohawk Walk, okay? Maybe you have the opportunity to create this game somewhere, it's not so hard. You need 2 stable balls, and you need like a steel rope, okay? And you have to suspend it between the 2 walls. And you can maybe hang other ropes from somewhere, or put sticks or put people besides it, and they have to balance and walk over it as a group. And usually when we play this with children, they fail. But when we say that they are not allowed to talk, then they manage the task. This is very interesting, because when we stop one of our senses, when we don't use one of the senses, like we close our eyes or we don't talk, then we can concentrate on something else better. And this is one principle to adapt those games, okay? And then you will see how things change. And people will have success. And then you can encourage them and go further and go further. And this is how basically you can reach to reach their goals. And when you have played the game, there's another very important step. Just to recap. We found out about the group, okay, we know now what their need is. Maybe we just know what their need is because we played. Now we played the game, and now we have to reflect it, okay? So I write it down in these steps again. We have preparation, which includes this. We have execution, which says that we play the game or we do the training. And we have reflection. Now this is a little bit theoretic and complicated, but I want to share it with you because it's very important. Like usually, look, we have, for example, how can I say this? I have to get a good example. If you have a house, okay, the house consists of different things, okay? There are rooms, different rooms, there are furniture, and now let's say a city consists of different houses, okay, of buildings, okay? So we see that we can go in the very detail and we will still see that one thing consists of different parts, okay? Usually we have this. And here it's the same. The smallest part of a training you will do with children is a game, is a group challenge like this one, okay? And for this group challenge, you will have preparation, you will have execution, and you will have reflection, okay? But also, for the training itself, for the whole training, you will have the same. You will have preparation for the whole training, you will have execution of the whole training, and you will have reflection of the whole training. And then we get through to an even bigger level. This is for you as a trainer itself, okay? You will also have preparation for each training, or preparation for yourself. This is continuously, okay? You will always be executing different trainings, and you always have to reflect. And with the reflection, you will see what's lacks, and this goes into the preparation on you start anew. And this is like, we can also call this is actually like you will develop and go up, okay? This is the goal. You recap and see what's missing to go up, okay? Good. So far to that. Do you have questions to this part?
About execution.
Sorry?
More explain about execution.
Okay. Execution is basically, it means that you play the game. Or that you...
Applying?
Yeah, that you have chosen in the preparation a game. Because, for example, in the beginning we said they or a certain person needs more self-esteem. Okay, then you've chosen a game in which this person gets a central role. Sorry. Let's give you an example from my experience. There's a game in which there is a tarpaulin. It's like a plan, you know, like a cover, okay, for cars. They have it on cars, okay, and there are holes in it. Okay? And people stand around that, here, and they hold this. Okay? They hold it, and there are more people around. Okay? And there's one ball. There's a ball. Can you see it all? There's a ball. And now, you tell them that the ball has to circle 2 of the holes without falling through it. You understand it? Like they hold it, okay, there are holes, there's the ball, and they have to move this somehow. And this is very difficult. And in the beginning, they usually fail. And in one group, I'm not pretty sure, but in one group I think there was like a young boy who was always a little bit outside of the group, and then he said like, come, let's do it together. What does it mean together? Usually you can think that this cover, if somebody goes down and the other side he goes up, and besides him he goes this way, then it's just a mess. You cannot control the ball. So in order to control it, you have to talk together, and you have to find a rhythm together, okay? And you have to adapt that it moves always in one direction, okay? And then some people said like, no, come on, we don't want to listen to him. And then it's about you as a trainer that you say, hey, come on, listen to what Tarek said, okay? Maybe this is a good idea, okay? So you as a trainer, you play a crucial role because you have in mind your goal, and you can help the people or the group and like facilitate their way, okay? And this is important, that you as a trainer say then to the group, hey, come listen to that, this is a good idea. How could you use it? So thank you for this question. In the execution, you as a trainer should not say too much, but if something fails, really fails, I mean like terribly fails, okay? That you see that this game will rather destroy the whole group, then you have to interact. If you see that in order to gain self-esteem, you have to say now, look what Tarek said, it's a very good idea, okay? Then you have to do it. And then later on, in the reflection, you will come to this point, you will say, hey, did you recognize it in your group? Like, Tarek, he had this idea, and when you next time listen to him, you could maybe achieve more in class or something. You can come to this point later in the reflection. Okay? This is important for execution. You see that they are interconnected, these parts. Okay? And like maybe you can also write down the idea for this game. We will be talking about games maybe the next time or later, it depends on the time, because there are so many games, and actually you can also write this down for the next time. It would be cool if some of you would share a game, okay, and also execute it. So you bring a game, you explain the situation, and you use basically the theory I explained today. You can choose something from people you know. You can just randomly imagine something, okay, and then say, okay, this is my goal. I want to use this game. I want to just very short, very briefly next time that you do something like this. And for the reflection, what does reflection mean? Without reflection, we do not learn. Okay, we always have to recap it. We have to put it in context. Because, for example, we have, what is a good example for this? Let me think about it. For example, in math, okay? It is good if somebody knows all the theories in math, okay? But in order to solve a problem, you have to apply it to a certain discipline, okay? Like, reality cannot always be depicted in a theory we have to connect it to reality. This is why we have to reflect it, okay? Because if they learn now, okay, Tarek sometimes has good ideas, then it has to stick to their head that the next time when they exclude Tarek, something is wrong. And we can only do this if we reflect. And I myself am a friend of talking to children like, I'm a friend of them somehow, but I'm also their leader. This is very important. So you are their authority. And sometimes it's really important to take somebody and say, no, not this way. You have to take your role as a trainer, which is another important part. Also, authenticity is a part. If you say something and you don't do it, forget it. Okay, the children, they will just laugh at you, and you will not be able to transmit and to teach them what you want. You will not be able to attain this goal. You will not be able to fulfill the aim, the goal. Okay, so this is very important. Be authentic. What you do, you say it, even if it results in doing something crazy. Yeah. Sometimes we even have to do crazy things just to stick to our authenticity. Okay, for the reflection, I also want to give you an example of how you can do a reflection. This was one way, just like brainstorming. Okay, I asked them about feelings. I asked them about what challenges did you meet, and then I asked them how could it be better. But there is a lot of material online, and there are also some sources on it, and you have to do your own research because there's like thousands of things. And yeah, there's another way of doing a reflection, which I pretty much like. It also works with their expectation we did in the beginning. You ask the group in the beginning what 4 values are important for them. Okay? What 4 values or what 4 just points are important for them in the game. Okay? And then you draw kind of a diagram. So I ask you now, for a game, what would be important values? I just note them down, okay? Just throw words or throw explanations. What is important for a game, or what values are important?
Cooperation.
Cooperation, very good, very good. Okay, next one.
Put team spirit.
Team spirit? I put it to this one, which is connected, okay? Is it okay? Okay. Okay.
Time management.
How to negotiate each other? Negotiation.
What?
Negotiation.
Negotiation, okay.
Mindset. Mindset.
Mindset, what do you mean?
To plan. Planning.
Planning?
Mind mapping. Mind mapping.
Mind mapping? I would say mind mapping is a method. But we're like looking more about values now, like about the character building. Okay? And we're thinking more about something connected to the game. So for example, one important thing would be the goal. Okay?
Thinking.
Thinking is also a way of solving a problem.
Yeah.
It's not a value or a category for this, okay? I can add some other, this would be the goal, okay?
Accomplishment.
Yeah, goal accomplishment. Negotiation would be communication, okay? But if usually, like we're talking about kids now, yeah? But I do these things usually with companies also, and then we could go into negotiation, and then we can go into intercultural communication, and it can get very specific, but the broad term for it is just communication, okay? How do we communicate? Okay, and then usually you have a list with like 10 points, and then you ask the group to choose the 4 most important ones. Okay, and then you will stick them or write them here. So you have point 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here you will write values, okay? It can be from 1 to, let's say, 10 is here. 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. And on all of these axes, okay? And since we played a game, we will do it with our three participants again. Okay. That you choose. Please choose 4 of these, or like 4 or other ones of these points.
Well accomplished.
Okay. Let's say this is A. Okay. So we have A here. Okay. Next one.
Cooperation.
Cooperation. Okay. Cooperation. We say this is B. We have B here. Okay. We have this in A.
Time
Management.
management.
Time management. Okay. Which is specific for the game because you don't always have the problem. Very good. C. Maybe so C. Okay, and D.
Communication in general.
Hmm?
Communication in general.
Communication. Okay. But good points. I just want to add in good points for this would also be like trust. Okay, trust would be a good point.
Technically knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
For children, for example, they may they have to be polite to each other. You know. Someone, for example, through a word which is not suitable, will leave the group, for example.
You mean like behavior?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very